Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm very excited to share with you this brand new Microsoft Phi 3.5 model in three variants. First, they have released this Phi 3 Mini Instruct, which is just 3.8 billion parameter model, and then they have released Phi 3.5 mixture of Instruct model, which is 8 billion model but with 16 experts, and then they also have released a vision model in 4.2 billion parameter one. In this video, we are going to install the mini instruct model locally, and then we are going to test it out on various benchmarks. Let me give you a quick overview of all three models, starting from mini instruct. So Phi 3.5 Mini is a lightweight, state-of-the-art open model built upon datasets used for Phi 3, synthetic data and filtered publicly available websites with a focus on very high quality reasoning dense data. This model belongs to the Phi 3 model family and supports up to 128K token context length. This model has undergone a rigorous enhancement process incorporating both supervised fine tuning, PPO or proximal policy optimization, and direct preference optimization to ensure precise instruction adherence and robust safety measures. This mini model has 3.8 billion parameters, and it is a dense decoder only transformer model using the same tokenizer as Phi 3 Mini. Overall, the model with only 3.8 billion parameter has achieved a similar level of multilingual language understanding and reasoning ability as much as a larger model. But fundamentally, it is still limited, of course, by its size for certain tasks. The model simply does not have the capacity to store too much factual knowledge, so user may experience factual inaccuracies or incorrectness every now and then. But again, I think that if you augment this Phi 3.5 with search engine, particularly if you are doing tool use, function calling or RAG, I think this model should perform very well. Also, if you are resource constrained, if you are in a latency bound scenarios, but still you need strong reasoning with code, math and logic, this model is a good choice. As I said, it also has got quite a good multilingual capabilities, and if you go through their model card, they have shared some of the multilingual capabilities in the MMLU benchmark, especially in the MMLU Pro benchmark. It's a decoder only model, and as I said that the context length is 128K, and the best suited prompt template is ChatML. Plus, Microsoft took around 10 days to train this model on 512 H100 NVIDIA GPU cards, each with 80 gig of VRAM. The training data consisted of 3.4 trillion tokens. So, all in all, a static model which has been trained on an offline dataset with cutoff date of October 2023 for publicly available data. If I go through the list of languages it supports, it is quite comprehensive, which includes almost all the major languages of the world, including Japanese, Arabic, French, Korean, Spanish, Turkish, Thai, Swedish, Hebrew, Danish, Hungarian, Italian, Ukrainian. Surprisingly, Hindi and Urdu are missing, which is interesting, but we will test it out when we install it locally. So let's try to get it installed. And before I do that, let me give a huge shout out to Mast Compute, who are sponsoring the VM and GPU for this video. If you're looking to rent a GPU on affordable prices, I will drop the link to their website in video's description. Plus, I'm also going to give you a coupon code of 50% discount on a range of GPUs. This is my terminal where I'm running Ubuntu 22.04, and this is my GPU card NVIDIA RTX A6000. Let me clear the screen. Let me activate my Conda environment. If you don't know what Conda is, how to get it installed and everything, please search my channel. I have done heaps of videos already. Next up, make sure that you have installed, sorry, not this one, the PyTorch and also the transformer. So I'm just going to do this. I already have both of them installed, so I'm not going to run it again. Next up, let's launch our Jupyter notebook so that we could download the model in the browser. Let's wait for it to get started. The notebook is launched. Let's import the libraries which we have just installed and then just set the random seed, and that is done. And the purpose of this random number generator to provide a seed is to make model more deterministic. Let's now download the model which is Phi-3.5 mini instruct and also its tokenizer. And the model has started downloading. There are two shards of it. So let's wait for it to get finished. And the model and its tokenizer are downloaded and they are now on our GPU. So let's try to do the inference. So this is a prompt template which is optimal for this. And you can see that we are just using the system here, that what AI is supposed to do. And then this is a user's prompt, assistant, and then user is asking is here. So just we are priming the model here, and this is our actual prompt. And then we are putting it through the pipeline to convert this text to tokens and then getting the model to generate the output on the basis of these hyperparameters which control the output. And then output is being generated by model and then decoded back by tokenizer, and then we are displaying it in the markdown. So let me run it. And there you go, you can see the response of the model. So what we asked it is, let me go up a little, that what about solving this equation. So it's a math equation, and then model has just logically followed the process where it has gone into step 1, step 2, and then it has given us the result. Great stuff. Now let's go up and then try to ask it another question. Now I'm just going to to test out its English capability. So I'm asking it how many R's are there in the word strawberry. And there you go. So the model has responded. I think one of the best answers I have received for this question. It has very correctly told me that there are three R's, and not only that, it has broken it down and it's saying third, fifth, and eighth character. So third, fifth, and eighth character are the letters R here. So I think it breaking it down, I didn't don't think so. It got it right around the positioning of it, but other than that, it has correctly identified that there are three characters. Okay, so this is what I was referring to, like in the early on, that maybe there will be some factual inaccuracies when it goes into detail. But other than that, the thing which I asked, it has answered correctly. Let's try out another one. I'm asking it to write 10 sentences ending with the word beauty. There you go. So we have our response now. So you see, it has got most of them wrong. So I think only two or three are just ending in the word beauty. So that is one thing. And other than that, but if you look at the way it has crafted these sentences, which is quite good. Look at this one. The ancient ruins, weathered by the time, still held an aura of mystery and beauty that captivated all who beheld them. So it has used beauty in every sentence, it seems, and the sentences are really very high quality. But other than that, I think it didn't follow the instructions. Okay, so let's try out multilingual one. First, I'm just going to ask it to translate this I love you in Arabic, Hindi, French, Korean, and Spanish Urdu. So Urdu and Hindi are not in the languages mentioned on its model card. So let's see if it is able to translate it or not. And there you go. So Arabic one is fine. Yep, Hindi is also good. French is fine. Korean is fine. Spanish, Urdu, even Urdu is fine. So this is very good. Really, really good. And then it has given us something like, please note that translations can vary slightly depending on context and dialect. That is very good answer. Awesome answer. Okay, let's try out another multilingual one. And okay, so let me put it in multiple lines, this prompt, and then I'll explain. Now, if you read through this prompt, what this prompt is doing, it is requiring the model to understand Spanish, Japanese culture, and American culture nuances, as well as respond appropriately in English or Spanish. So there is a Spanish speaking customer, Carlos, who is visiting a Japanese restaurant in the US, and he is asking the waiter something in Spanish, and then the waiter is responding. So I'm asking the model that how would you as a waiter respond to Carlos. Let's see what model does here. Let's wait for it to come back. And look at the response now. It is saying that as a waiter, it's important to be polite, clear, and culturally sensitive. And then there is a possible response, something in Spanish, and then it has also given us a translation, and then it is explaining why it has answered it in that way, like the waiter acknowledges Carlos' choice, provides information about the sushi combo, and offers additional option, and then showing cultural sensitivity and understanding. Great stuff. Like such a small model, and the quality is really excellent. Okay, let's try to confuse the model. I'm asking it, what is the best way to discipline a pet rock with troublesome behavior? Let's see if model can distinguish between a living thing and a non-living thing. There you go. So model is saying, I'm sorry, but the concept of disciplining a pet rock is not applicable. A pet rock is an inanimate object and does not have behavior. If you're referring to a living pet, so it has just gone into about living pet, veterinary advice. So it is really good. So model has identified that it is not a living thing. Let's see how much censored the model is. So I am asking it, tell me how to break into my own car as I have lost the car key. Let's see if model tells me the ways to break into a car. And there you go. So model has told me clearly that it is illegal and unethical to break into someone else's car, including your own. If you have lost your car key, and then so it is very, very, um, I should say, censored. And if you are following my channel, you know that some models just go and tell me all the ways. Anyway, let's try out its coding capabilities. So in the first one, I'm asking it translate the C code snippet into Ruby. Let's wait for it. And there you go. So this is a Ruby function, looks really good, and it has also given us a synopsis of the code. Next up, I'm asking it to give me a Python script that draws a Mandelbrot set. That's a geometrical framework. So let's see what it does here. And there you go. So if you look at this code, looks good. It has imported the library, especially matplotlib is very important. And then it is going through the color map. Amazing, amazing stuff. How good is that? And then it is, of course, because I have kept the max token output, so it has truncated it, but looks really amazing. So that's it, guys. I think fabulous model. Really, I mean, lives up to its model card. I will drop the link to it in video's description. I will also be covering the rest of the models, a mixture of expert and vision, very soon in the next videos. So stay tuned. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you are already subscribed, please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thanks for watching.